Hi, everyone. Tonight we're going to talk about the Sell America trade, which is the new trade that Wall Street has dubbed to describe what is happening now with the US economy. Not quite make America great, to say the least. So the term Sell America comes about because global investors are selling US securities, meaning they're selling US stock, they're selling US Treasury bonds and other bonds, high yield and investment grade bonds, and they're selling US currency, the dollar. The dollar reached a 3-year low. Now, I have a Substack series where I've talked a lot more and described a lot more about what this means, the Sell America trade. But it's something that we've talked about with a loss of US exceptionalism. If you want to read in more detail, again, go to my Substack. But what is of concern to global investors is while Trump is in office, there is this instability and they don't want to leave their money here. His Liberation Day has basically put the whole global economy, turned it on its head. So, what happened on Monday? Well, we discussed over the weekend in this series, and then again on Sunday night, that Trump was threatening to fire Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Trump has been claiming repeatedly that Powell is political, even though Trump is the one that appointed him. And even though this is a baseless charge, the Wall Street Journal reports that Trump is doing this in order to have someone to blame. But in any case, the fear that Trump could do this, which is not, by the way, allowed, the Federal Reserve was set up to be an independent agency. And he can appoint who's on it, but once they're there, they serve out their 4-year term. The fact that Trump was even talking about this again and again and threatening drove the stock market down nearly 1,000 points on Monday. So we had the markets going down in the stock market, selling out of US Treasuries, which brings the price down, yields go up, higher interest rates, and the currency. And so as we left Monday night and started to go into Tuesday, what was the Tuesday morning cover of the Wall Street Journal first story? The US is on track for April to be the worst stock market since the Great Depression. The Great Depression. Both the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 were on track to have their worst April since the roughly 1930. And we know what happened then. Smoot-Hawley. It's like repeating the same thing over again. So finally, it seems today that some grown-ups have entered the room and told Trump, like, enough is enough here. After the market closed tonight, and you're going to see the futures go up and probably open higher tomorrow, Trump came out and told reporters he is not going to fire Jerome Powell. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's that the whole markets have been shaken. And when we say this sell-off, the Sell America trade, it is because of Donald Trump. It is because a loss of confidence in the United States being a democracy and being a stable economy. It's him. So he has said that. The other thing he's trying to do, he and Bessent, our Treasury Secretary, is say they are de-escalating with China, that we're not going to have this, what is essentially an embargo between the two countries. And China, by the way, is smart to what Trump is trying to do. And they have told other countries, if you team up with the US against us, we will retaliate against you. Here we are, folks, 92 days into the Trump regime. We are 3 weeks into Liberation Day. All of these 75 countries that supposedly were knocking down our doors, we've struck 0 deals. So Trump is starting to back off. But I'm telling you that we are still only in the center of the storm. Okay, you're going to see a lot of volatility. There's still uncertainty, and markets hate uncertainty. You can't plan if you're a company. You don't know what to order. You don't want to do M&A deals. You don't want to hire. And if you're an individual, having this instability is really hard on you too. Who wants to buy a home when you don't know if we're going into a depression? The other thing that happened after the market today, and this is a sign of what as well the sentiment in the country is, Tesla results came out. Tesla's sales were down 20%, automotive sales, from the same period a year ago. Net income was down 71%. So Elon Musk, as Doge, has done so much damage to Tesla, it may or may not recover. It will pop up now because Musk has said he's essentially leaving DC. And he might also be showing the door because, as we've discussed in this series, this whole Doge thing has been a massive failure. Musk promised at least 2 trillion when he spoke at Madison Square Garden. He was going to save at least 2 trillion. At the cabinet meeting last week, it was down to 150 billion. It's a little less. And even that, the New York Times said, was his wall of receipts was riddled with errors, including 2 of the 3 top items. One had already been paid, and one was something that was canceled under the Biden administration. This is what we're dealing with. So bye-bye, Elon Musk. And Trump has got to figure out, he's got to get some grown-ups and some competent people in the room. Because until we have some stability and certainty, until he knocks off this nonsense and stops, this unilateral power, no one's going to want to invest in our economy. We're all getting hurt. So as people have asked me, what should I do? Well, I'm just telling you, even if tomorrow's a great day and today was an okay day because of the relief, we're just in the middle of the storm. Until there is some clarity, until US companies can plan, until Trump finds some smart people to surround himself with, it's just going to be choppy. We'll continue to cover it, and I'll keep you apprised of everything that's happening. Stay safe.